Speak of the Devil is a spooky story about a nun who picks up a mysterious hitchhiker. There was a nun who was on her way to midnight mass one night. She was driving down a lonely country road. It was very dark outside, and she was worried as it was getting late. She kissed the rosary beads around her neck and said a prayer. She glanced at her car radio's clock and saw that it was exactly 12 p.m. When she looked back at the road, she saw a tall, dark figure standing there with his thumb sticking out. She was about to drive past, but she thought she could use some company, so she pulled over to the side of the road. The man walked over to her car and opened the door. He was very tall and thin, and his face was pale white. He wore a huge overcoat and a big biak hat. "Do you want a ride?" she asked. He looked down upon her and smiled. "Why, sure. Where are you going?" "I'm heading to church for midnight mass," she said. "Are you going that way?" "Thereabouts," he said as her got into the back seat of the car. "Thanks for stopping. Usually, no one stops for hitchhikers this late at night." The nun smiled and drove on down the road. On the way, she told the man all about her life and her faith. He listened and laughed once in a while. As the church came into view, he leaned forward and asked her to stop. "Are you sure?" said the nun. "I could take you a little farther." As he got out, he replied, "No, I'll be good right here. I'll walk. Actually, I have someone coming for me, right near this spot." "Are you sure?" she asked, as she had seemed to like his company. "No, but thank you, Clarice, for the ride." He smiled at her and then walked down the road. Then, she wondered, I never told him my name. She got out of her car and looked down at the tracks he left and screamed. Where his footprints were, there was hoof prints. She drove into Busby, arrived at the church, and told the priest about what had happened. She showed him her car, and in the back seat, there was a devil's sign. The next morning, she was found dead in her car, right where she had dropped the hitchhiker off.